Good day, everyone. I'm Jean Benet Cabunok, and I'm gonna report about the surname Rizal, Rizal's birth, and the childhood of a phenom. So I'm from section 2H1. Okay, so the objectives: to know the origin of the surname Rizal. Second, to know about Rizal's birth, and to get to know the childhood of a phenom. Okay, so for the surname Rizal, had their forefathers that adopted other names, Jose and Pasiano could have been known as Lamco and not Rizal brothers. Their paternal great-great-grandfather, Chinese merchant Domingo Lamco, adopted the name Mercado, which means, of course, market. But Jose's father, Francisco, who eventually became primarily a farmer, adopted the surname Rizal, originally Rizal, which means the green of young growth or green fields. The name was suggested by a provincial governor who was a friend of the family. The new name, however, caused confusion in the commercial affairs of the family. Don Francisco thus settled on the name Rizal Mercado as a compromise and often just used his more known surname Mercado. When Pasiano was a student at the College of San Jose, he used Mercado as his last name, but because he had gained notoriety with his links to Father Burgos of the Burza, he suggested that Jose use the surname Rizal for Jose's own safety. Commenting on using the name Rizal at Ateneo, Jose once wrote, "My family never paid much attention to our second surname Rizal. But now I had to use it, thus giving me the appearance of an illegitimate child." But this very name, suggested by Pasiano to be used by his brother, had become so well known by 1891, the year Jose finished his El Filibusterismo. As Jose wrote to a friend, "All my family now carry the name Rizal instead of Mercado, because the name Rizal means persecution. Good! I too want to join them and be worthy of this family name," he said. Okay, for Rizal's birth, Doña Teodora was said to have suffered the greatest pain during the delivery of her seventh child, Jose. Her daughter Narcisa recalled, "I was 9 years of age when my mother gave birth to Jose. I recall it vividly because my mother suffered great pain. She labored for a long time. Her pain was later attributed to the fact that Jose's head was bigger than normal." Jose Rizal was born in Calamba. In 1848, his parents decided to build a home in this town in Laguna, southern Luzon. The name Calamba was derived from Kalanbanga, which means clay stove for kalan and water jar for banga. So Kalanbanga. Jose's adoration of its scenic beauty, punctuated by the sights of the Laguna de Bay, Mount Makiling, palm-covered mountains, curvy hills, and green fields, was recorded in the poem he would later wrote at Ateneo de Manila in 1876. "On recuerdo a mi pueblo, in memory of my town." So that's a meaning. If Rizal's poem were written today, he might mention the three-floor SM Mall shopping centers and the South Luzon Expressway, or SLEX terminus in the place. A city since 2001, Calamba is said to have earned the nickname Resort Capital of the Philippines for its more than 600 resorts in the place today. Amazing, right? The first massive stone house, or Bahay na Bato, in Calamba was the very birthplace of our national hero, Jose Rizal. It was a rectangular two-story building built of adobe stones and solid wood, with sliding capiz windows. Its ground floor was made of lime and stone, the second floor of hardwood, except for the roof, which was of red tiles. There was an azotea and water reservoir at the back. Its architectural style and proximity to the church imply that Rizal's family wealth and political influence. Okay, for the childhood of a phenom. For everyone to know, a phenom is someone who is exceptionally talented or admired, especially an up-and-comer. Rizal, especially during his childhood, was none less than a phenom. Jose Rizal's first memory in his infancy was his happy days in their family garden when he was there 3 years old. Their courtyard contained tropical fruit trees, poultry yard, a carriage house, and a stable for the ponies. Because the young Pepe was weak. Pepe is a nickname for Jose Rizal. Because the young Pepe was weak, sickly, and undersized, he was given the fondest care by his parents. So his father built a nipa cottage for Pepe to play in daytime. Memory of his infancy included the nocturnal walk in the town, especially when there was a moon. Jose also recalled the aya, or nursemaid, relating to the Rizal children some fabulous stories, like those about fairies, tales, or buried treasures, and trees blooming with diamonds. Another childhood memory was a daily Angelus prayer in their home. Remember that also? Yeah, we prayed that before, right? Yeah, Rizal recorded in his memoir that by nightfall his mother would gather all the children in their home to pray the Angelus. At the early age of 3, he started to take a part in the family prayers. When Concha died of sickness in 1865, Jose mournfully wept at losing her. He later wrote in his memoir, "When I was 4 years old, I lost my little sister Concha. And then, for the first time, I shed tears caused by love and grief." At the age of 5, the young Pepe learned to read the Spanish family Bible, which he would refer to later in his writings. Rizal himself remarked that perhaps the education he received since his earliest infancy was what had shaped his habits. As a child, Rizal loved to go to the chapel, pray, participate in novenas, and join religious processions. In Calamba, one of the men he esteemed and respected was the scholarly Catholic priest Leoncio Lopez, the town priest. He used to visit him and listen to his inspiring opinions on current events and thorough life views. Also, at the age of 5, Pepe started to make pencil sketches and mold in clay and wax objects, which attracted his fancy. And yeah, that is some examples of his pencil sketches. Yes. So when he was about 6 years old, his sisters once laughed at him for spending much time making clay and wax images. Initially keeping silent, he then prophetically told them, "All right, laugh at me now. Someday when I die, people will make monuments and images of me," which came true. When Jose was 7 years old, his father provided him the exciting experience of his riding a casco. So that is a casco, okay? Yeah, a flat bottom boat with a roof. You see it? Yeah. On their way to a pilgrimage in Antipolo. The pilgrimage was to fulfill the vow made by Jose's mother to take him to the shrine of the Virgin of Antipolo, should she and her child survive the ordeal of the delivery, which nearly cost her life. From Antipolo, Jose and his father proceeded to Manila to visit his sister Saturnina, who was at the time studying at the La Concordia College in Santa Ana. As a gift, the child Jose received a pony named Alipato from his father. As a child, he loved to ride this pony or take long walks in the meadow. So yeah, it's a live pony. It's not a toy. Yeah, pony is a small version of a horse. And yeah, walks in the meadows and lecture with his black dog named Usman. Yeah, a pony and a black dog. So the mother also induced Jose to love the arts, literature, and the classics. Before he was 8 years old, he had written the drama, some sources say a Tagalog comedy, which was performed at the local festival and for which the municipal captain rewarded him with 2 pesos. Imagine 2 pesos. Yeah, 2 pesos before is, yeah, a big money. Some references specify that it was staged in a Calamba festival and that it was a Gobernadorcillo from Paete who purchased the manuscript for 2 pesos. Contrary to the former common knowledge, however, Rizal did not write the Filipino poem Sa Aking Mga Kababata or Sa Aking Mga Kabata to my fellow children. The poem was said to have been published posthumously many years after Rizal's death. However, Jose had a preserved correspondence letters with his brother Preciano admitting that he, Jose, had only encountered the word kalayaan when he was already 21 years old. The term kalayaan was used not just once in the poem Sa Aking Mga Kababata or Sa Aking Mga Kabata. So what do you think? The young Rizal was also interested in magic. He read many books in magic. He learned different tricks such as making a coin disappear and making a handkerchief vanish in thin air. Some other influences of Rizal's childhood involved his 3 uncles, his Tio Jose Alberto, who inspired him to cultivate his artistic ability, his Tio Manuel, so first Tio Jose Alberto, Tio Manuel, who encouraged him to fortify his frail body through physical exercises, and his Tio Gregorio, who intensified Rizal's avidness to read good books. Okay, so for the summary for the surname Rizal, so if their forefathers did not adopted other names, their surname would be Lamco, not Rizal, and then further on they adopted Mercado, and then they adopted Rizal, which originally is Rizal, and which means green fields or the green of young growth, and also it also means persecution, and then he later accepted it and used it more often. Okay, so for the summary of Rizal's birth, we get to know the meaning of kalanbanga, which is clay stove for kalan, water jar for banga. And we get to know the first massive stone house or bahay na bato in Calamba, which is the birthplace of Jose Rizal, our national hero. So for the childhood of a phenom, the summary of this is we get to know the meaning of Aya. The meaning of that is nursemaid. And Jose Rizal's sister died, which had a name Concha. So he said that it was the first time he shed tears caused by love and grief. And he also received a pony, which named Alipato, and a black dog, Usman, which he always spent time with and go walk for in the town. We get to know that before he was 8 years old, he had written the drama, some sources say a Tagalog comedy, which was performed at a local festival and for which the municipal captain rewarded him with only 2 pesos. Remember that? And also, Gobernadorcillo from Paete purchased also the manuscript for only 2 pesos. And he also got learned magic, and he had 3 uncles. Tio Jose Alberto, who inspired him to cultivate his artistic ability. Tio Manuel, who encouraged him to fortify his frail body through physical exercises. And the third one, which is the last one, but not the least, is Tio Gregorio, who intensified Rizal's avidness to read good books. So those which influenced him to be a better version of himself, which also made him our hero. So those are our summary for 3 different topics today. So which also connects to our objectives, that we get to know the origin of the surname Rizal, we get to know Rizal's birth, and the childhood of a phenom. So once again, phenom is someone who is exceptionally talented or admired, especially an up-and-comers. So remember that. That's all for today. Thank you for listening. God bless.